What is the difference between swans and geese? Have you ever played Spot the Difference on the lake? One moment, you see a big white bird with a long, graceful neck gliding by. The next moment, a stocky gray-brown bird with a shorter neck waddles into view. Are they cousins, distant relatives, or just strangers sharing the same pond? Swans and geese can look similar, and they are indeed related. But guess what? Their stories are quite different. Scientists and bird lovers have spent years cataloging exactly how these two groups of birds differ. In this video, we're going to unravel those differences. Size and appearance. Swans are usually much larger than geese. For instance, a trumpeter swan can weigh over 30 pounds with an 8-foot wingspan, while a typical Canada goose is only about 10 to 15 pounds with a 5 to 6 foot wingspan. Many swans are pure white, except for Australia's black swan. Geese come in more colors. Some, like the snow goose, are mostly white, but many have gray or brown bodies with black or white patterns on the head. In flight, swans show a long, straight silhouette. Geese look chunkier. The neck is the biggest clue. Swans hold a very long neck in a graceful S curve, while geese have shorter, straighter necks. Swans also have relatively short legs tucked under their bodies, whereas geese have longer legs and walk more easily on land. The bill is another giveaway. Mute swans have an orange bill with a black knob, and trumpeter swans have a plain black bill. Geese's bills usually match their heads. Swans all belong to the genus Cygnus, which is why they share certain features. All adult swans have the same basic design: a smooth white or sometimes black body, and a very long neck. Geese, genera Anser and Branta, come in more shapes and colors. For example, Canada geese are gray-brown with a black head and a white chin. Snow geese are almost entirely white but have black wingtips. Barnacle geese have bold black and white patterns on their body. Even the bills differ. Swans often have bright bills, while geese have simpler bills that blend with their plumage. There are also clues in the babies. Tiny cygnets, baby swans, hatch gray-brown and later turn white. Baby geese, goslings, hatch in yellowish-gray down. So if you see a fluffy grayish chick swimming, it's probably a cygnet, not a gosling. Over time, these cygnets grow huge and develop those dramatic long necks. There are only a handful of swan species compared to many goose species. In fact, swans are one of only 6 species of Cygnus, whereas geese include well over a dozen species in 2 genera. For example, the trumpeter swan is North America's largest waterfowl, with males often exceeding 25 pounds. The mute swan is famous in Europe for its bright orange bill and black knob. By contrast, look at familiar geese. The Canada goose has a distinctive black head and neck with a white cheek patch. The gray-lag goose is gray with an orange bill. The snow goose is white like a swan but much smaller, with black wingtips. The variety is much higher among geese. Also, swans generally have their legs set very far back on their body, which is why they look so ungainly walking on land, whereas geese stand and run naturally. Even at rest, swans and geese sit differently. A sleeping swan often tucks its neck onto its back, appearing nearly circular, whereas a goose may rest with its head tucked but body horizontal. Observing these subtle stance differences, along with color and size, will help you sort them out next time. Habitat and range. Swans and geese both live near water, but their preferred homes differ. Swans feel most at home on lakes, large ponds, and slow rivers. They spend most of their time swimming or floating. Swans are mainly found in the cooler parts of the northern hemisphere. North America has trumpeter and tundra swans. Europe has mute and whooper swans, and Asia has black-necked swans. Australia is the exception with black swans on its lakes. Swans generally avoid very shallow or polluted water because they rely on submerged plants. They will move on if a lake freezes in winter, flying to milder regions or open estuaries. Geese have a much wider range. They live on every continent except Antarctica. You can find geese grazing on fields or nesting at wetlands anywhere from the Arctic to the tropics. For example, snow geese breed in the Canadian Arctic and winter in the southern U.S., while greylag geese breed in northern Europe and also live on farms or city ponds. Many geese migrate in large, honking flocks over thousands of miles. Because geese feed on land, you'll often see them far from water, in farmlands, parks, and fields, sometimes hundreds of birds at once. In contrast, swans usually stick to open water and only venture onto land briefly. So, if you see a giant white bird far from water, it's probably not a swan. Swans can handle cold, but need open water. If a river freezes, swans will fly away. Geese also migrate if needed, but because they feed on crops, some populations can stay in one place year-round if food is available. In cities, Canada geese often have learned to overwinter on lawns and do not fly south. Swans are less adaptable in that sense. They generally head north for breeding and south for winter, always following water. In some, swans are the Great Lake dwellers of temperate lands, whereas geese are the adaptable land and water wanderers found in all kinds of habitats. Behavior and temperament. Here's another big difference. Swans may look peaceful, but they are fiercely protective of their territory and family. A paired swan will zealously guard its nest and young, hissing and wing flapping at anything, even dogs or people, that comes too close. Swans usually stay in small family groups or pairs. They form lifelong bonds with one partner and rarely mingle in large flocks. If you see swans, it's often just one mated pair and their cygnets quietly swimming. Geese, on the other hand, are very social. They live and travel in large flocks. In a goose flock, one bird on the lookout will honk an alarm, and the others will respond immediately. This cooperative vigilance means geese will often scatter or take flight together if startled. Geese can be territorial around their nest, but even then, they defend it as a family. In short, swans tend to be more solitary and watchful, while geese are gregarious and noisy. Swans also have elegant courtship behaviors. The swan pair often performs synchronized dances on the water, dipping and mirroring each other's moves. Geese have courtship displays too, but these are usually more aggressive, chasing or honking loudly. Swans spend a lot of time preening to keep their feathers perfect. Geese spend more time grazing on land. Diet. Both are plant eaters, but with different menus. Swans are virtually vegetarian specialists of the water. They spend hours a day feeding on aquatic vegetation. You'll often see a swan tip up or partially dive with its long neck to pull up pondweed, algae, or water grass from the bottom. A large swan might eat over 10 pounds of plants in a day. If underwater plants are scarce, swans may occasionally pick up small aquatic animals, but their main fare is still green. Geese are born grazers. They walk along land eating grasses, grains, and leaves. It's common to see geese in a field or park pecking at grass or leftover crops. In fall, geese may even forage in harvested fields for spilled grain. Both swans and geese swallow small stones to help grind up tough plant fibers in their gizzards. A simple visual tip: swans use their long necks to feed underwater, whereas geese keep their heads up and nibble on the surface. As one guide notes, swans spend much more time on the water than geese, which fits their diet. In winter, when plants freeze, swans may stretch their necks through thin ice or move to rivers, while geese will switch to eating hardier plants and grains. So, if you see a big bird pulling up food from a pond, it's a swan. If it's grazing on land, it's a goose. Sounds and communication. The difference is loud. Geese are very vocal. Think of the classic honk-honk of a flying flock. Canada geese and similar species honk or cackle almost constantly to stick together. They also have soft clucks to chat and sharp hisses to warn intruders. Even young goslings peep and geese adults answer with quiet calls, so everyone stays in touch. Swans have a different voice. Trumpeter swans, true to their name, give a deep trumpet-like bugle. Tundra swans have a higher whooping call. The mute swan is the quietest. In fact, it rarely bugles at all, mostly hissing or snorting when upset. Swans are generally more reserved in a flock, usually just a family, so you often won't hear much unless they're alarmed. In practice, if you hear a loud honking from a V of birds, you're hearing geese. A solitary loud bugling or whooping sound on a lake is almost certainly a swan. Mating and family life. Both swans and geese usually mate for life, but they nest differently. Swan pairs build nests at the water's edge from reeds and grasses. The female lays a few large eggs. She incubates them while the male stands guard. When the fluffy gray cygnets hatch, they swim with their parents immediately. Geese build nests on the ground, often hidden in tall grass. They lay more eggs, and both parents share incubation and guarding duties. Once hatched, baby swans and geese look a bit different. Swan chicks ride on a parent's back in the water for warmth and safety. Goslings run in a line behind their parents on land. Both types of chicks grow fast. By a couple of months old, goslings can fly, and by late summer, cygnets can too. So, swans and geese are both big waterfowl, but they have key differences. Swans are your giants on the water, often all white with very long curved necks and a slow, gracious demeanor. They spend most of their time swimming and feeding on aquatic plants, and their call is a deep trumpet or a soft hiss. Geese are smaller and more varied in color, and they are highly social, often seen in large flocks on land and water. Geese graze grass and grains, and of course they honk loudly to each other. So next time you're at a pond or lake, take a quick checklist. If the bird is very large, white, and has an S-shaped neck, it's almost certainly a swan. If the bird is smaller, more gray-brown or multicolored, and traveling in a group with honking, it's a goose. Keep in mind their behavior clues too. Swans glide almost silently. Geese chatter. Swans stick close to water. Geese roam fields. Using size, shape, color, sound, and habits, you'll be able to tell them apart with ease. Go ahead, try it. Now you know the secrets of swans versus geese.